guys, October 4th, 2019. It's a Friday. Look, we got to roll real fast for this. There's a whole lot of stuff that's going on today, guys. 29.25 is the official level where it is ultimately the best entry of all times to short the hell out of this market. 29.05 is where the market is going to struggle, ultimately getting to 28.91, and by the end of the day, we could very much be at 29.51. These are the key numbers of the day. Here's what happened yesterday, and we posted a video earlier trying to break this down in a little detail. So in this video, I'm going to actually show some specifics that I didn't cover in the other one. All bounce from the lows yesterday causes the market bounce, not the bad news, good news type reaction. Opportunity to short is actually here, guys, and it is beautiful, and it is absolutely awesome. So point number two, we're observing in very interesting behavior. Now, it does not necessarily mean that CRM stock or AVGO stock in particular are going to crash today. This is just an observation. So when I'm making this comment, it does not mean just go buy a ton of put options on CRM. CRM actually files for a secondary offering, which typically would be a catalyst for the stock to go lower. Now, AVGO filed just a couple of days ago on a huge offering, like a $3 billion offering that we actually covered in one of the 13 Market Moves Daily videos. So the fact that these stocks from technology sector are filing to raise capital at these levels. Typically, companies, they don't just go out there and they just file for secondary offerings. They do that when they consider the timing is right, meaning when the stock is trading at pretty much highest levels or close to high levels. Management does not make decisions to go ahead and make a secondary offering when the stock is at the low levels. They do it in the expectation of the company stock to actually go lower. So coincidentally, we got a cloud stock, all-time institution favorite CRM, files for a secondary around 146 today. So what's going on? And AVGO filed a couple of days ago at the levels of around 275, 285. Something is going on here. Basically, when we're seeing multiple companies filing for secondary offerings at current levels, it tells you that this is the top. Now, the idea today, guys, is to wait till 10:25 a.m. to actually start buying puts. And what we want to do is expect a sharp sell-off between 2 and 4 p.m. and follow through on a sell-off on Monday. Some of the key trades for today is, again, we like to go ahead and reshort Tesla, STZ, Amazon, Costco when it double tops at 90. I didn't have time to insert the chart of Costco, but just a quick summary on the Costco trade. It's currently trading at about 284, 285 pre-market after basically dropping from 90 bucks yesterday. In the after hours, it did drop all the way to 279. So if Costco drops to 279, 279 is your level to actually take profits in this stock. If it bounces to 290, that is actually your entry level. So if Costco bounces to 290, short it there, collect the profits back on the way lower to 285, 284, 279 is the ultimate point in Costco. Now, the idea today is Larry Kudlow to speak at 9:30 about, Larry Kudlow never speaks anything negative. It's about, how great everything is. I mean, my steak dinner last night was so good. The economy is so freaking good. So that's what he's going to talk about, the good steak he had last night and how everything is beautiful and the United States, is the best of all best and everything is just, beautiful in Larry Kudlow's neighborhood and house. So that's what he typically does. So expect the same thing. Typically, he's going to have some very good, positive comments, forward-looking statements about the United States economy. He's going to do that speech at 9:30, so expect a pop. Expect a pop between 9:30 and 10 a.m. Now, after that, expect a reversal. So around 10:25 a.m. is when we want to start buying puts. Now, that actually coincides with 10:25 a.m. delivery from, Federal Reserve speech. We got a huge catalyst at 1 p.m., guys. This is a real test for the oil. We're going to get a Baker Hughes oil recount at 1 p.m. This could tank the oil futures. And basically, all we want to hear is that the Baker Hughes oil count went up. Basically, the supply went up. The supply went up. Oil prices are going to drop. Futures on oil drop. So does the market. So pivotal point at 1 p.m. could be further intensified by Mr. Chair Powell. speaking at 2 p.m., 2:10 p.m., another Fed chair speaks, and a couple of them right at 4 p.m., so those are not so significant. So the key pivotal points today are 10:25, 1 p.m., and between 2 and 2:10 p.m., possibly about 2:15, which hits our target. So between 2:15, we are expecting the market to intensify to the downside. So pre-market so far, guys, it's about 5 a.m. So there's some signs of a move 11. The market is basically creating this move 11. The importance of that, we don't know the specific reaction of what the market is going to do once the job report is going to be announced. But this move 11 preceding at about 5 a.m. is significant because it tells you that the signs of a top are continuing. We very much, we get a spike in overall market after the job report is announced, and use that as an opportunity to short. So the question of the day yesterday was, will oil find support and will it continue to break lower? So the answer to that question yesterday was it found a level of support about 50.69, and since then it bounced. We've covered that in the video posted earlier. And so oil bounced off the lows, and so did the market. So not to confuse it with the very important strategy and a reaction, bad news, good news, bad news, good news type of analogy that we described earlier. Now that we know oil and S&P futures have a much higher correlation as they typically do, keep that chart of oil, guys, running next to your S&P futures, basically on 1 day, 1 minute chart at all times. This correlation has never been more significant, so keep running that chart. If any sign of oil reversing, start shorting. So if oil reverses at 9:45, start shorting. Basically, considering how bearish oil chart is, we're basically saying that oil bounce is not going to last. So expect the market to reverse lower at any moment as oil continues to reverse. So this was the chart yesterday. We're basically saying, hey, can we stall out at these levels at about 51 that were prior set in June, July, August type scenario. And the weekly chart basically was pointing to a level right here. If you take a closer look, right here, right here, right here. So this is what actually took place after we made that analysis. So we do stop promptly right here, just as the other candles out. Now, we didn't want to see that if we wanted the market to just continue the downward spiral. But the importance of making these observations, right, on the longer time frame, you got stop, 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 boom, stop right here at 51 promptly, and a very bullish reversal candle formed. So just keep the oil chart running, guys. At any reversal in oil, the market will reverse. The only way we do not want to put huge put positions if oil considerably goes high. Like if oil goes high by $1, $2, $3 today, that would be a catalyst saying that institutions are very much ready to defend that 51 level. They certainly did defend it yesterday. We don't want that defense to continue today. So that is the only condition to actually not get crazy bearish in the month of October right now. So unless that meets our criteria, we want to continue shorting the bounces. Concerns versus opportunities. The one thing that can actually slow down the market besides oil today is Apple. Now, Apple is hitting a certain level where it just formed a bearish reversal candle not so long ago, literally 3 days ago. So we think that reversal is likely to be formed again today. Apple is increasing the capacity for the iPhone production, which is highly positive. Clearly, they wouldn't be increasing the production unless they saw the demand increase. So, very interesting move in Apple. It's likely to hold the Dow Jones average today. However, it does not mean that NASDAQ or S&P 500 are going to hold their levels. So therefore, we target NASDAQ and Dow Jones, despite of Apple sort of being a positive catalyst in a lot of technology stocks. We certainly don't see that action in the price of Amazon. Amazon is just a dog lately, and we want to continue shorting bounces in Amazon on any given opportunity. So consider this. The greatest entry of the day will coincide with Apple actually reversing at the same time as oil reverses. If you see these two conditions met, guys, don't think about it twice. Just get in and shoot the hell, not out of Apple, but Facebook, Amazon, Google, cloud stocks. Okay, same strategy is utilized heading lower in the trading tunnel after a pop. Main concern for the day yesterday was the fact that we're going to trend sideways. We actually got a huge move to the downside, followed by a huge move to the upside. Read this as the fact that the market is absolutely freaking clueless what's about to take next. So with that said, expect some wild moves, and if we target the entry perfectly, there's going to be some money made here, guys. Still at the same levels, 28.91, 28.51, 28.11, ultimately going to 27.50, possibly Monday or next week. Job report today, guys, we're highly expecting that. Next stop, 29.05. We've been basically dealing with that now, and the ultimate move still calculating the move lower. Tesla shares still look like a great short after yesterday set a low of about $2,224. We're likely to revisit that today. Tesla is looking good based on the chart, based on everything. So at the open at about 9:30, we're going to watch Tesla shares. We're likely to short about 10.25. Guys, get ready. Let's roll. ANAT, very unlikely a move. It did hit a low of 214 and it bounced back. We're going to see if that momentum is actually going to be reversed. 8 STZ shares still very much negative. That was a great trade yesterday, actually. Produced about 400-500% returns, depending on when you were entering the trade. STZ, we're still highly bearish on that. Expecting actually a move lower to about 189 at some point today. The chart keeps deteriorating. Even after the CEO appeared on... he appeared on Mr. Jim Cramer's show, and all this positive stock didn't spike the stock higher. So expect the bearish momentum to continue in STZ shares. October 3rd, Thursday, was a move 8. Another move 8. Move 8 recently has not been doing what it typically does, which move 8 is typically surrounded by 2 bullish moves. We're not seeing that lately. So we're seeing a huge shift in a lot of things in the way they are behaving. But the way we recorded it as a move 8 because we spiked to a positive territory by 11 a.m. So it's not a move 4, which typically goes into positive right around between 2 and 4 p.m. So 8, could this be reversed into a highly bearish sequence of 8-2, which typically never happens? I think there's a high probability of that. 2-day sequence, 3-8, guys. That's how it looks on the chart. You got it. Move 2, followed move 3, followed by a move 8. The difference between move 2 and move 8, move 2 and 3, they look almost identical. The difference is move 3, you got a huge gap down instead of a pop higher in the morning. 5-day sequence, 2, 6, 2, 3, 8. Guys, that 8 is it just doesn't even belong there. Expect a huge reversal after a pop. 10.25 is our time frame. Market move for today, we're expecting a 211 formation. Continuation of the top. VIX holding strong, 20, 21.44, 19.07. Yes, it does finish the lows of the day. Pre-market so far, I'm recording this, VIX is 19.8. It's bouncing high. VIX is holding strong regardless of the bullish momentum yesterday, which is highly bearish. It actually increases the probability of a reversal. Guys, let's not beat around the bush. Short any intraday bounce to 29.25, 29.15. All bearish bets are off only if oil bounces strongly high. Stay with your puts and get Monday puts as well. Watch for a sharp sell-off around 2:15 p.m. today. Potentially hitting 28.51. Let's roll. Make it your best trading day ever. I'll catch you guys on the next trade soon.